Hey everybody, Ethan here with the Smartphone Doctor. Today we've got another high quality production video for you of a Apple Watch repair. Normally on broken screens on Apple Watches I typically do glass only repairs, but this one is a broken panel. The half of the watch's display is completely blacked out, so we won't be able to salvage the OLED and just do a glass only replacement. So we'll have to do a complete screen assembly replacement. This is a OLED assembly from Mobile Centrics. Fantastic parts there. We typically use them for all of our Apple Watch repairs. So let's go ahead and get started. So the Apple Watches are a little tricky. Typically they are not easily to get the screen removed from the device. The device already has half the screen up, so we'll go ahead and take our little flat razor blade here and we'll just get the remaining screen up. There is a little thin layer of glue adhesive that goes around the frame, but we're typically not concerned with that. So we just work our way around, prying this guy up, and then eventually we'll get it up. Just like that. And that's what we want. I'll go ahead and peel this off with my hand. This is just a little thin layer of adhesive. And we want the watch essentially to hang out like that. Now on the back of all the watches, the Series 4, 5, and SE, they fold down like this, and there's 3 connectors here that we'll need to flip the little latch and then unplug the connectors for each one. So what I typically like to do is I like to peel this little black tape off the back of the watches, because you never really reuse it and just kind of gets in the way. And then if you have some small fine tweezers, go ahead and lift the latch up for each of the 3 connectors, and then we can typically just pop these guys out. And now we've separated the broken watch screen from the actual watch itself. We don't need this guy anymore. The OLED is damaged, so we'll just set him to the side. The customer's phone ringing, going off in the back. How funny is that? We'll go ahead and peel off the rest of this adhesive. This is a Series SE watch, so there is no band that runs around the rim of the watch. But the Series 3, 4s, and 5s have like a force touch sensor that runs around the band of the watch that you have to watch out for. So we'll go ahead and use our razor blade, just as you would cleaning like an iPad frame. Just go ahead and get the rest of all of the remaining glass bezel off the device. Go ahead and get that guy up. Go ahead and get this guy out right there. We should be pretty solid. Looks clean to me. Go ahead and run our razor blade over it one more time. We'll get the remaining of this little glue off. Perfect. Gotta be careful so you don't get a glass shard in your hand. So now, there usually is some little adhesive remaining on these 3 little watch bands here. So we'll just take our tweezers and carefully kind of scrape them off. You don't want that getting in the connector, because you could get touch issues or screen issues. Go ahead and peel this guy back right here. Perfect. So now all 3 of our connectors, you can easily see the gold on them. We are golden. So we'll go ahead and take our replacement watch screen out of the packaging here. And since the Series SE and the Series 5 watches use the same screen, this one came with a force touch sensor, but we're not going to be using this guy for this repair because the Series SE watch does not use it. And some suppliers, Mobile Centrics, will include pre-installed Tessa on the new watch assembly. I go ahead and peel that off because Tessa doesn't really work that well as making the watches stick, and we'll replace this with some cold press glue. So we'll go ahead and peel off this pre-installed Tessa. Okay. We'll make sure each flap is already pre-flipped up so that we can easily slide the watch connectors in. See that good on the camera. And I'll usually use some thicker tweezers for this, just to be able to hold better. The fine tip tweezers don't really work well because they don't grip as well. So we'll use these thicker tweezers here. And you want to just slot each connector into place. Alright, so we got each connector in place. We'll go ahead and use our little plastic spudger here to close each flap using the flat end. We'll go ahead and turn on the watch. As you can see, we've already got an Apple logo there. We'll hold on to this little plastic sheath here, put it on the watch once we get finished with it so we don't get our fingerprints all over the new watch screen. But yeah, we'll just wait for this guy to kick on, and we'll test out the touch capabilities on it, and then we should be good to go to seal it up. Clean our little work area, workstation over here. Get all the trash out of the way, off our mat. Alright, so the watch is on. Go ahead and make sure we've got touch. We do. Make sure our touch works in every little corner. Perfect. And another way to test touch is to power off the watch and to drag the power button all over the screen right there. And if the power button moves with my finger, we are good. So perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this guy off, and we will go ahead and seal this watch up. Repair went great. So for all of our Apple Watch repairs, I use cold press glue. It works the absolute best. Or you could use like T7000 or B7000, whatever people call it. That's all the same. But cold press glue works really well, and it's easier to put in a little gun like this. Go ahead and take off our little screw cap here, put on a new nozzle. Make sure we get some coming out. And then we'll just do a bead of cold press glue around the rim of the watch. It doesn't matter how messy you get, you can always wipe it off with a little microfiber cloth at the end of the repair. Just want to make sure you have enough cold press glue to seat the new screen down into the frame. Sometimes the nozzles come clipped weirdly at the end, so it comes out all weird. Go ahead and put our cap back on here so the glue doesn't dry out. And clean this off my hand. And we'll go ahead and seal this watch down. We'll press pretty firmly. Any glue that seeps out of the edge, just wipe off. So that looks clean to me. That side looks clean to me. Go ahead and wipe this side off as well. Looks pretty clean to me. Okay. So we are done with that. Now, as far as clamping the watch, don't use a clamp. All you really need is some rubber bands. So we'll go ahead and put one rubber band going up and down. We'll work that around a few times just to put pressure on the screen and on the frame. And we'll grab another rubber band, and we'll do this one side to side. And there's your Apple Watch Series SE 44mm screen repair from start to finish. We'll go ahead and let this watch sit in the rubber bands for probably about an hour, and then we'll call the customer. Thank you so much.